Hi, I'm Holly, Group Lead for Resources and Environment at Cleantech Group, and I'm joined by Hendrik, Senior Advisor from Novarium. Welcome.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about the blue economy. So my first question, why does Novarium focus on the blue economy?
So Novarium is a blue economy innovation hub in Quebec. We have a campus in Rimouski, which is a small town all the way in the south, where the universities there have a lot of researches around aquaculture, the ocean. So that's where some of the origin comes from. But second, Quebec and Canada as a whole is actually a big ocean country. There's a huge coastline on both sides, the Atlantic and the Pacific. And therefore the blue economy, which is really just all the economic activities that are happening in and around the ocean, is important for Canada, it's important for Quebec. And that's why we're focusing on it.
Great. So focusing on local geographies, capitalizing on those, but also local expertise as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. What are some of the opportunities that you've identified from an investor perspective within the blue economy?
Well, one of the opportunities in the space are the many, but to start with one that we are closely focusing on is AI, actually. So the University of Waterloo in Canada is one of the major AI centers in the world, research centers. And so through that, there's spin-offs and startups. And some of our startups are applying those technologies, AI, into the ocean. And I can give some examples.
Yes, please, yeah.
Yeah. So Blue Lions Labs, one of our startups. So one of the things that we do is support startups and taking their tech to market, and then next step, bringing them, scaling them up through various programs. And Blue Lions Labs, one of our startups. And they use AI to recognize algae blooms. So with climate change, the hot weather, there's more algae blooms in various places, and also from runoff from fertilizers. So they help recognize those quickly, so then the appropriate kind of measures and interventions can be taken. And it's something that would previously take a long time. It becomes very cheap, and also using satellite data and flights over like drones, etc. So that's one of them. Another one's called Whale Seeker. And in the name, it's about recognizing whales and other sea mammals in the ocean. So they can, not be harmed by shipping or by development of offshore energy parks. So those are two kind of like AI applications that are in our portfolio of companies.
Great. What are some of the customer segments for these solutions?
Like broadly, we have like three buckets of the blue economy, or actually four. One is around shipping. All the maritime logistics. So that's actually half of all the blue economy is around transport, logistics, the ports, the ships, and everything. Another big chunk is around fisheries and aquaculture. So in all the innovation that's happening around that, offshore energy, wind, and other forms of ocean energy, and then a fourth one is, like I mentioned, AI.
What would you consider some of the common challenges for blue economy innovators?
I think it's not really recognized as a vertical yet. So my own background, just like Cleantech Group, I've been working in the cleantech space for a long time, but it's been only recently that kind of cleantech and climate tech has become like a buzzword and a segment that VCs and other investors look at. I think blue economies are still, a step behind in that respect. And just to give you some numbers, in 2013, the whole blue economy is estimated to be $6 trillion.
6 trillion.
Which is about the same as a G7 economy. 3 billion people in the world, their livelihoods are related to the ocean. 350 million people in the world work in the blue economy. So those are quite big numbers and has a lot of opportunity as a result.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important.
What technologies, initiatives do you think are coming in the next 5 years, 10 years that are really going to move the dial on blue economy development and decarbonization in the ocean?
One of the projects I'm working on with Novarium is actually focused on that. So we're building an open innovation platform for ports, maritime companies, and startups to come together and develop first-of-a-kind projects, pilots. We've done that as a first version in Quebec, so with 3 ports along the St. Lawrence River. And now we're going to do that internationally, so with ports from North America, Europe, Asia. We're putting this partnership together right now. And so that's very exciting in helping scaling the blue economy and startups in this space, and not just helping them with raising funds, but finding off-takers for the startups to deploy their technologies. And decarbonization is like one of the big things that's part of that. And one of the major questions that ports are focusing on, and the shipping companies, ports are almost like the gas stations, and then the ships come there and they need to be refueled. So if you are going to decarbonize shipping, you're going to have to change the port infrastructure. And depending on what fuel they're going to end up using, so ammonia or methanol, some people actually say it's more likely to be batteries. So still a lot of experimentation there, and ports creating green corridors between each other, but not actually knowing what to do. So our initiative is called Ocean Edge, and we hope to be able to make some of these ideas more practical and move the needle on decarbonization and blue economy.
Fascinating. Thank you so much. This is a topic that we will be continuing to research in. So looking forward to continuing our discussions.
Great. Thank you for having me.